So Bungie, is now officially a dead studio. Yes. So Bungie used to be one of the greatest game studios, creating one of the greatest franchise of games, the Halo franchise. But now Bungie is a cell of its former self, with its next big game projected to flop so quickly that it will be like Bubsy 3D 2. Yeah, no one bought Bubsy 3D. Okay, but, you know, we're talking about Marathon, a game that looks so generic. Try not to offend. Basically, Marathon is basically, let's try not to offend anybody in the game. And guess what? No one buys it, okay? I'm so sick of this generic corporate swap that they keep putting out. Like, nobody cares. Like, oh, but we don't want to offend this certain group of people or certain type of people. So let's make a game as least offensive as possible. And I always hate these types of people and that make these types of games and movies. Like, yes, I get like something like Minions. They have to try to make the least amount of. They try to not to have like any offensive jokes as well. But the thing is with Minions and Marathon is that Minions is intended for a child audience as well. Yes, as much as older people do like the Minions, especially 50-year-old women in their 50s, okay, and 60s who are obsessed with Minions memes. But, but when it comes to gaming, Bungie does not make games that are trying to appeal towards a widest audience. Bungie games appeal towards older men. Okay, older men, adults, and teenagers. They do not appeal towards younger audiences. Like Halo, yes, a teenager can easily play Halo. That's why I do not think Halo is truly for people 18 and up. Halo is a game that is meant for people 13 and up as well. Again, it's a game that's not meant for people under the age of 12. GTA, however, that's a game meant for 18 years and over. Okay, Halo, Call of Duty, I think it is perfectly okay for teenagers to play games like Halo and Call of Duty. Okay, that's simple. They don't have any nudity. Games with nudity in them. Yes, the games are 18 plus, but games like Halo 3, Call of Duty. Okay, I think if a Marvel movie is rated PG-13. Okay, I think games like Halo and Call of Duty was just a FPS game, and I think they have done that now with the newer Halo games and stuff, where they have dumbed it down to T-rated as well. I think Call of Duty is still M-rated, but I still think Call of Duty is perfectly okay for teenagers and high schools to play. Okay, as well, the brains are the brains are developed enough to understand that yes, games like Halo and Call of Duty are not the real world, and stuff like that as well. And I think games that are perfectly okay for younger audiences are games like Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Sonic, the usual, Crash Bandicoot, Minecraft. Okay, and everyone and the near the end will be games like Fortnite. Okay, but games like for that I would say games for adults are like games like Lollipop Chainsaw, GTA, Saints Row, games that I don't think kids should be playing at all. People under the age of 18. Or especially people under the age of 16, because the lowest age of consent in some states is 16, which means in some states you're actually considered and when you're 16, you're actually considered adult. So, yeah. But yeah, there we go. Apparently, Bungie will no longer exist. A very, very sad day in the face of gaming as well. Goodbye.